Be me, 22, average dude, work at a coffee shop. Nothing special, just trying to survive. Coworker is this girl named Jess. Loud, opinionated, always has something to say. Wears a feminist pin on her apron. I think nothing of it. First week goes fine. She talks a lot, I listen. She corrects the way I speak to customers. Says I say, "Hey man, too much," I laugh it off. Figure she's just particular about things, whatever, not a big deal. We all have our quirks. Second week she tells me I need to be more careful. Says I held the door for a female customer, and not for the male customer behind her. I genuinely did not notice. I say sorry and move on. She gives me this look, like I just confessed to a crime. I stack cups and pretend not to notice. Shift ends. Manager asks us to stay and clean. I grab the mop automatically. Jess crosses her arms. "Why do you always grab the mop?" I stare at her. Because I am already standing next to it. She does not look convinced. She writes something in her little notebook. She has a notebook. I did not know about the notebook. This is concerning. Weekend comes. I invite some guys from work to play games. Jess finds out somehow. Shows up anyway. She brought her roommate. Roommate is equally loud. They both sit down like they were invited. I say nothing because I was raised politely. We play a trivia game. Jess answers before anyone buzzes in. She is correct most of the time. I'm not going to lie about that. But every time a guy answers first, she tilts her head, like she is calculating something. It is a very unsettling head tilt. Her roommate says the game is patriarchal, because there are more sports questions than cooking questions. I point out there are 0 cooking questions. She says that is exactly her point. I open my mouth, then close it. Some arguments are not meant to be won. They are meant to be survived. Monday at work. Jess pulls me aside before the shift, says she has been keeping notes. I feel my stomach drop. You make more eye contact with male customers. I think about this very carefully. I say that I might just be more nervous around women. She writes that down immediately. I watch her write it. I want to ask what column that goes in. I say nothing. I make lattes instead. The week continues. A new guy starts. Name is Derek. Derek is very tall and confident. Derek says things like, "No worries, chief," to everyone. Jess hates Derek immediately. I think it is because he does not notice her notebook. Or maybe because he called her chief. Derek is oblivious in a way I genuinely envy. I watch Derek interact with customers. He is loud and friendly and a little careless. Customers seem to like him. Jess tracks his movements like a hawk. She comes to me during break. "Do you see what he is doing?" I am eating a sandwich. He is performing masculinity for the customers. I look at my sandwich. "Is that bad?" She stares at me. Yes, it is bad. It sets a standard. I nod and take another bite. I think about this for 3 days. On the third day I ask her, what if he is just friendly? She says friendliness can be a tool of dominance. I go home and lie on my floor. I stare at the ceiling. I think about every time I held a door. Every "no worries, chief" I have ever said. I fall asleep on the floor, wake up with a stiff neck, go to work. Derek is already there, cheerful as ever. Jess has a new pin on her apron. It says, "Ask me about the patriarchy." A customer reads it and actually asks. Jess is delighted. I watch the conversation unfold. The customer is a middle-aged man. He is nodding very carefully. The nod of a man who wants his coffee. Jess explains systemic inequality while steaming milk. The man says, "Sure, sure." She hands him his cup. He tips generously and leaves fast. I find this very funny. I do not laugh out loud. I have learned to keep reactions internal. It is safer. Derek laughs out loud. Jess turns to look at him. "What is funny, Derek?" "Nothing, chief. Just a happy customer." The notebook comes out. End of the month. Manager holds a team meeting. Says we need to talk about workplace culture. Everyone assumes it is about Derek. Derek assumes it is about Derek. Derek seems fine with this. Turns out it is about me. I was not expecting that. Manager says a customer complained. I apparently seemed dismissive toward her. I genuinely do not remember this interaction. My face does the thing where it goes blank. Jess raises her hand. I have notes on his behavior. The notebook appears on the table. There it is, in its full glory. She opens it to a page, reads a list of incidents. The door, the mop, the eye contact data, my trivia game hosting style. My manager is nodding slowly. Derek is looking at the ceiling. I am looking at Jess. She is completely serious. I say very calmly, Jess, I think you misread some of those. Like the mop, I grabbed it because I was next to it. She says proximity is not a neutral choice. I let that sentence sit in the air. The manager sighs, says we all need to be more aware. Assigns everyone an online training module. It is 45 minutes long. Derek finishes it in 12 minutes. I read every slide. Jess takes notes while doing hers. She has notes about the training module. 2 weeks later, I start noticing things differently. Not because Jess told me to, but because I got curious. I watch who talks first in conversations. I watch who gets interrupted. I watch who apologizes for taking up space. I see things I had not seen before. Jess talking over a male customer. Derek explaining a menu item to a woman slowly, like she might not understand the word oat. The woman's face doing a very controlled thing. I notice I say sorry a lot, not because I did something wrong. Just as a reflex. To smooth things over before they roughen. I notice Derek never says sorry. He just adjusts, moves on. The world bends around him a little. I am not sure what to do with any of this. It does not fit neatly into a side. It is just a pile of observations. Sitting in my head, I try to talk to Jess about it. Tell her I have been noticing things. She looks almost surprised, then immediately suspicious. What kind of things? I tell her about Derek and the oat milk explanation. She nods. That is mansplaining. I say yes, probably. But I also noticed you talked over that guy on Tuesday. She stops nodding. That is different. How? Long pause. Because I had a point to make. I just look at her. She looks at me. The notebook stays closed. Derek wanders over. You two doing a bit? We both say no at the same time. Derek nods and walks away. That night I think about the word fair. What it means, who gets to say it, whether anyone is actually being it. I do not reach a conclusion. Next shift, new customer comes in, very confident woman. Orders without looking at the menu, knows exactly what she wants. I like her immediately. She chats while I make her drink. Asks what we recommend. I tell her honestly. She asks about the pins on Jess's apron. Jess starts explaining. The woman listens politely. Then says, yeah, I'm more of a get-things-done type. Jess does not know what to do with this. I watch her face. She wants to agree because woman, but the woman is disagreeing with her. The woman takes her coffee and leaves. Jess turns to me. She has internalized it, I say, or she just has a different view. Jess says that is what internalization looks like. I say maybe, or maybe she just disagrees. Jess says disagreement can be a symptom. I go back to the espresso machine. I think there is a version of every belief where you stop being able to hear anything else, where every contradiction becomes proof, where the notebook never runs out of pages. I think Derek has his own version of this, where everything is fine and always has been, where the mop is just a mop, where oat milk just needs explaining. I think I'm somewhere in the middle, which means nobody is fully happy with me. Jess thinks I am not paying enough attention. Derek thinks I am paying too much. Month 3 at the job. Jess and I are actually getting along better, not because we agree, but because we stopped pretending to. She still has the notebook. I have stopped fearing it. She showed me an entry once, just to make a point. My handwriting is apparently aggressive. I said that is just how I was taught to write. She said that is kind of the whole thing. I thought about that for a while. It was annoying how much sense it made. Derek got promoted. Manager said he had great customer energy. Derek seemed genuinely surprised. Jess seemed genuinely unsurprised. I did not know how to feel. Derek is good at his job. Derek is also kind of a lot. Both things were true. Jess filed a note with the manager, said the process lacked transparency. Manager said he would review it. I think he threw it away immediately. I asked Jess later if she expected anything to change. She said no. Then why do it? Because someone has to write it down. I thought about the notebook differently after that. Not as a weapon. Not as paranoia, as a record. Still annoying sometimes. But at least I understood it. Understanding something does not mean agreeing with it. It just means you can see it. Derek threw a work birthday party for himself. He announced it like it was a company event. Everyone came because Derek has gravity. I brought chips. Jess came too. She brought a very pointed book as a gift. Derek thanked her genuinely. He probably will never read it. At the party, someone asked me and Jess if we were dating. We both made the same face at the same time. The exact same face. We laughed about it. It was the first time we laughed about anything together. It felt very strange and also fine. Derek said, "Finally, some harmony, chief, end of my 3rd month. I think about what I have learned. Not a clean lesson. Not a poster-worthy conclusion. I learned that some guys really do take up space without thinking. I learned that some women really do notice everything. I learned that both of these things can be true and still complicated. I learned that the notebook is not the enemy. I also learned that being told you are part of a system does not automatically tell you what to do about it, and that people who are very sure are often missing something. Derek is missing something. Jess is missing something. I'm probably missing something too. I just do not know what it is yet. Be me still. 23 next month. Still making lattes. Still thinking. The world is complicated. The coffee shop is small. And somehow both of them contain the exact same argument. Jess got a second notebook. Derek got a second promotion. I got a raise. No one mentioned why. I said sorry when they told me. Then I remembered I was not supposed to do that. Said thank you instead. Manager looked surprised. I think I am learning. Finn.